Back to another episode of the Real Travel Agents of Florida. My name is Kat Wendorf, and many of you know me as Lady Travel. This is not your ordinary gossip series. However, we will spill some tea to you in our news stories, just like in traditional TV. We'll take you along the journey so that you can experience firsthand all the wonderful sights and sounds of the world around us and all the news and happenings and how you too can save money and travel well. So let's jump in. Today, June 20th, the first day of summer. Happy pie. I heart summer pie made with yummy, yummy, yummy strawberries. Now, I don't know about you, but I could envision sitting out back in my rocker with some Cool Whip on top of a nice slice of this. How does that sound? For this week's cool slice of pie, we have the following news stories. The first one that we want to bring to you is the Margaritaville, formerly known as the Bahamas Paradise Cruise Lines, now under Margaritaville for the last couple of years, has the newest Margaritaville cruise ship in Florida, the Islander. Guests will be able to enjoy the 5 o'clock somewhere pool at the Port of Indecision Buffet, the Fins Up Fitness Center, and the Hot, Hot, Hot nightclub, and much, much more. Don't forget, take a selfie at the Flip Flop Atrium. The 85,000 gross ton Spirit class Margaritaville at Sea Islander is a former Costa Atlantica ship, originally built for Costa Cruises in 2000. The ship has been retrofitted several times and was sold to Margaritaville in late 2023. Margaritaville at Sea Islander will now home port year-round from the Port Tampa Bay, a new embarkation point for Margaritaville at Sea. The cruise line has previously offered only departures from West Palm Beach with the short sailings to the Bahamas. If this sounds like a fun time to you, please feel free to reach out to Top Secret Travel because there are deals to be had on this ship on itineraries with 4 and 5 night cruises to Cozumel, Key West, and Progreso, Mexico. She departed for her inaugural sailing last Friday from Tampa. Another story that we want to bring to you is a man jumped from the world's largest cruise ship so far, which is the Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas. Unfortunately, on May, I believe it was 26th, a man jumped 80 feet from the ship in the morning as they were sailing to Honduras, just one day after leaving the port of Miami on a 7-night Western Caribbean cruise. The ship's automatic identification system showed the vessel had deviated its course to launch a rescue craft to locate the man who had jumped. The rescue team successfully retrieved the man, who went to the ship's ICU afterwards, and unfortunately, he passed the next morning. Royal Caribbean told Cruise Radio the ship's crew immediately notified the U.S. Coast Guard and launched a search and rescue operation. Our care team is actively providing support and assistance to the guests' loved ones during this difficult time. For the privacy of the guests and their family, we have no additional details to share. Our hearts go out to the family and friends of this man. A man from Richmond, Virginia, escaped a 12-year prison sentence for accidentally bringing 2 stray bullets into Turks and Caicos after spending 3 weeks in jail. The judge released him for the time served with a $9,000 fine. In Turks and Caicos, bringing weapons and ammunition to the islands can mean a minimum of 12 years in prison, so I think he got off lucky. When he debarked a Royal Caribbean ship on April 20th, Tyler Wenrich did not check his luggage thoroughly. As he reboarded the vessel at the Grand Turk Cruise Center, the security scanners revealed the 2 9mm rounds in his bag. Wenrich was arrested and detained by local authorities. The 31-year-old later explained he quickly checked the backpack before his trip and passed the checks by the TSA and the Port of Miami. He added he might have missed the bullets after visiting a local shooting range. He pled guilty to 2 counts of possession of ammunition on May 21st, and a week later, Justice Davidson Baptiste penalized him with a $9,000 fine and sentenced him to his time served, leaving him free to return home. People, chuck the bullets, check your luggage and baggage, and make sure that you do not cause chaos for yourself or anyone else with bringing the wrong stuff on board. In other news, Mallorca protesters say the time has only just begun. This happened on May 25th as the crowds hit the streets. Protesters demonstrating on the streets of Palma de Mallorca say that the marches against over-tourism will continue until the government introduces measures to counter the housing emergency on the island. Thousands of locals made their way through the island's capital, warning tourists, go home, with banners that read, Mallorca is not for sale. According to the data, an industry organization, tourism generates 45% of the island's gross domestic product, with 14.4 million holidaymakers visiting the Balearic Islands last year. The group against the excessive tourism said in a statement on Facebook, the right to housing is an ignored constitutional right. They take us from our home in the island to benefit tourism because we can't pay. Protest demands to the Ministry of Housing include preventing tourists from buying properties on the island if they have not lived there for more than 5 years, regulations on holiday accommodation rental prices, and measures to declare the Balearics are experiencing a housing emergency. If measures aren't taken, we will continue to take to the streets until we see action, Barbero said. On to other news. We have for you a top secret travel tip for our final wrap up this week. The best time to book cheap international flights. They analyzed in a study in 2024 by the International Airfare Study, this came from cheapair.com, that 917 million airfares around the world in 10 global regions were determined that their peak and off-peak months for travel costs and the best time to find budget-friendly flights and the most wallet-friendly, we like that, wallet-friendly travel days. According to the travel experts, the key to getting the cheapest international flights is to plan ahead and buy during the prime booking window. I always emphasize that, by the way. The cost of tickets changes often, but they say it's very unlikely to go down once you're within 21 days of departure. That's it, 21 days of departure. Now, does that mean we should book 6 months out, 9 months out? You might get a better deal. Not always. It depends. But I, as a rule, when I'm doing international, I try to book as early as I possibly can. And I use points, which is what I teach you. So with that being said, as soon as you can book, when you're comfortable with the fare, go ahead and book it. Don't wait. It's not going to get much cheaper, if at all. And then if you're 3 weeks out, you better have your ticket. We are Top Secret Travel Agents of Florida. Virgin Gold certified First Mates, Princess Commodores, MSC Cruise Lines, and Royal Caribbean University graduates. Our philosophy is to offer you a concierge cruise to the savvy traveler. After sailing on hundreds of cruises, we are excited to share our knowledge. And we want you to know that if you book through us, we're going to help you to get the best deal reserved only for those in our industry. If you found today's content helpful, we would like you to like us and subscribe. Tell everyone that you know about us and what you heard from Top Secret Travel. Spread the word. If you're interested in booking travel, please go ahead and send our agents an email at info@topsecrettraveltips.com. Not only will you get a perk for booking with us, but you will be amongst the best customer service travel-oriented agents there are. We are ready to help you in any way that we possibly can. If you've already booked your cruise directly with the cruise line, please know that you can transfer it over to Top Secret Travel and still get that perk and have the knowledge of working with one of us. We thank you for your time today, and remember, until next time, travel like a king or a queen. A queen. Having a rough day today. Bye for now.